Picture this. You finally decide you're going to do the responsible thing. You set aside $100 a month. Nothing crazy, just enough to feel like you're making progress. The first month, it works. The second month, still there. Then somewhere around month 3, it's gone. Not all at once. It just leaks out. An extra bill you forgot about. A subscription you meant to cancel. A random expense that hits on a Tuesday and wipes the whole thing clean. And now you're back at zero, staring at your account thinking, why does saving money feel impossible when I'm literally doing the math right? Here's what nobody tells you. The problem isn't that $100 is too small. And it's definitely not that you lack discipline. There's a simple move, almost stupidly simple, that determines whether that $100 changes your life or quietly gets drafted into everything else. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Hey, I'm Brian, and I spend way too much time thinking about why people do the right money things and still feel broke. Because here's the belief you've probably been sold. If you can just save a little consistently, everything will work itself out. But the uncomfortable truth is this. Saving isn't failing because you're lazy. It's failing because your money is being left in a system that was never designed to let it sit still. If you want that first $100 a month to actually stick, to stop disappearing, to stop resetting your progress, to finally feel like momentum instead of frustration, smash the like button, take a breath, and let's talk about what's really going on. Because once you understand this, you stop blaming yourself, and you start fixing the right thing. Here's the scene. Your paycheck hits. Everything lands in one account. Bills, groceries, subscriptions, fun money, savings. One pile. You tell yourself, I'll just leave $100 in there. But then life shows up. The phone bill auto-drafts early. Netflix renews. That free trial you forgot about turns into a charge. Gas is more expensive this week. A birthday comes out of nowhere. None of these feel irresponsible. They're normal. And that's the problem. Because when all your money lives together, your $100 doesn't get treated like savings. It gets treated like available. This is not a willpower problem. This is a placement problem. Not because you're bad with money. Because the system you're using quietly recruits that $100 into every other obligation you have. And it gets worse. Every time that money disappears, your brain learns something dangerous. Why bother? This is why saving feels exhausting. Why starting over feels inevitable. Why even small wins never turn into real progress. You're not failing at saving. You're just trying to save in a place where saving can't survive. So let's name the villain. I call it the one-pile default. That's the setup where every dollar you earn lives in the same checking account. Income, bills, spending, saving, all together. It sounds harmless. It's how most people are taught to manage money. But here's what the one-pile default really does. It turns every dollar into a general-purpose employee. Any charge can grab it. Any auto payment can recruit it. Any random expense can justify using it. Your $100 doesn't have a job. It doesn't have protection, so it gets absorbed. This is not a budgeting problem. This is a design flaw. Banks love this setup. Subscription companies love this setup. Because when money is pooled, friction disappears. And friction is the only thing standing between you and silent money loss. And this isn't just a feeling. The data is brutal. Here's what people think is happening versus what actually is. According to multiple consumer surveys, people guess they spend about $86 a month on subscriptions. The real number? $219. That's more than double. Why? Because 72% of subscription payments are on auto pay. You don't feel them. You don't approve them. They just happen. And it gets worse. About 42% of people keep paying for subscriptions they've stopped using entirely. Not because they're careless. Because canceling is intentionally annoying. On average, consumers now make about 48 payments per month. That's more than once a day. So when you tell yourself, I'll notice if my savings gets touched, you won't. And the system knows it. In 2024 alone, the FTC received nearly 70 complaints per day about subscription practices. Dark patterns, hidden renewals, endless loops to cancel. This is why saving feels impossible. Not because you're reckless, because your $100 is standing in the middle of traffic with no protection. And every system around you is designed to keep it moving. Now here's the part nobody talks about. The real damage isn't the lost $100. It's what happens after. Every time that money quietly disappears, you don't just lose cash. You lose trust in the process. You start thinking saving doesn't work for you. That something always goes wrong. That progress is temporary. So you stop trying as hard. You delay starting again. You tell yourself you'll reset next month. This is why saving feels emotionally heavy. It's not the amount. It's the constant restarting. This is why checking your balance creates stress instead of clarity. Why small wins never feel real. Why you feel behind even when you're doing the right things. And here's the worst part. The system benefits from that exhaustion. Because tired people don't optimize. They react. So here's what changes today. The point is not to save more. The point is to stop resetting. The point is not discipline. The point is design. You don't need to try harder. You need to move your money into a place where it can't be casually drafted into everything else. Once that happens, even $100 starts to feel powerful. And now that you see the real problem, we can finally talk about the fix. Without pretending motivation is the answer. Quick pause before we go further. This is not personalized financial advice. I'm not telling you what you specifically should do with your money. What I'm sharing are general principles. How money behavior actually works. And how to design a system that stops small amounts from getting erased. Take what fits your situation. Ignore what doesn't. The goal here is clarity, not prescriptions. So here's the framework. It's called the two-lane system. Not 5 accounts. Not a spreadsheet that breaks by week 3. Just 2 lanes with very different jobs. Lane 1 is called calm cash. This is not investing. This is not about returns. This lane exists to stop chaos from killing momentum. Lane 2 is the growth lane. That's where long-term investing and wealth building live. And here's the rule most people get backwards. Lane 2 does not start until Lane 1 is working. Because investing without stability doesn't build wealth. It builds whiplash. Calm cash is your first job for money. Its only purpose is to absorb surprises, without you having to tear apart your plan. Car repair, medical bill, travel emergency, a random expense that would normally send you back to zero. Now here's the non-negotiable part. Calm cash cannot live in your checking account. No debit card. No easy swipe access. No, I'll just move it back later. Because the entire point is friction. When money is too accessible, it gets volunteered. When it's separated, it gets respected. This is why people feel relief the first time they build this lane. Not because they have thousands saved, but because one bad week no longer deletes months of effort. The point is not to feel rich. The point is to feel stable. Once calm cash exists, your brain stops panicking every time something goes wrong. And that changes everything. If you're new here and just subscribed, comment your name below. I read every comment and shout out new subscribers in my next video. I do appreciate you joining me on this finance journey. Only after calm cash is functioning do you open Lane 2. This is where investing lives. Retirement. Long-term growth. Future you. Now here's the catch. If you're carrying expensive debt, credit cards, payday loans, this lane waits. Because paying 18 to 25% interest while trying to earn 7 to 10% is not strategy. It's math denial. Lane 2 works best when Lane 1 protects it. That's how progress finally compounds instead of collapsing. 2 lanes, 2 jobs, no confusion. And once you separate them, that $100 finally stops disappearing. Because it's no longer available for everything else. Here's how you actually set this up. Not someday. Not after a raise. This week. Step 1. Pick a transfer day. Right after your paycheck hits. Before money has time to get opinions. Step 2. Automate the $100. If $100 feels tight, split it. $50 twice a month still counts. Consistency beats bravado. Step 3. Send it to calm cash. A separate savings account. Different bank if possible. And remove the debit card if one exists. You're not hiding money from yourself. You're assigning it a job where it can't be interrupted. Step 4. Set a finish line. Calm cash doesn't need to be huge. Enough to cover your most common surprises. 1 car repair. 1 medical bill. 1 oh no moment. Step 5. Run a subscription audit. List everything. Cancel what you don't actively use. Because the fastest way to save $100 is to stop leaking $219. Do this once, and you stop fighting your own system. Here's the before. Same income, same bills. Every surprise triggers panic. Savings gets touched. Progress resets. Now the after. A bill shows up. Calm cash absorbs it. Your checking account stays calm. Your growth lane stays untouched. Nothing magical changed. Your behavior didn't become heroic. Your money just stopped living in the wrong place. This is why separation works. It turns emergencies into events, not disasters. Once this system runs quietly for a few months, you scale it. You increase calm cash until surprises stop being scary. Then, and only then, you increase lane 2. Raises don't inflate your lifestyle first. They strengthen the lanes. This is how people with average incomes quietly build stability. Not by earning more overnight, but by preventing resets. The point is not speed. The point is durability. Now here's the trap that breaks everything. People merge the lanes again. They move calm cash back into checking just to simplify. They attach a debit card just in case. They stop automating and rely on memory. And suddenly, the one-pile default is back. If you remember nothing else, remember this. Access kills intention. So let's lock this in. 1. $100 isn't too small. It's just misplaced. 2. This is not a discipline problem. It's a design problem. 3. The one-pile default quietly erases progress. 4. Calm cash comes first, stability before growth. 5. Separation and automation beat motivation every time. Your money isn't weak. Your discipline isn't broken. Your money just needs a job in a place where it can't be recruited into everything else. And if this opened your eyes, the next video will probably make you angry, in a good way. It breaks down shocking money stats about the average person that explain why so many people feel behind even when they're doing fine. Watch that next. Because once you see the numbers, you'll never look at your finances the same way again.